Hello everybody. Now we're going to taste with Sofia Goshen, which is the export manager from the bodega Lar de Barros in Extremadura. We're going to taste another of their cavas. Well, I've said it before, but for those of you that haven't seen other videos, Extremadura is the second largest producing wine area in Spain, but it's not too well known because they have a lot of mass-produced wines and high yields, bulk wines, etc. But they also have some very special wines that we are set to discover. And we are going to taste today a cava made there in Extremadura. For those of you that don't know, cava can be made in other parts of Spain besides Catalonia, actually in 5 places. One is Catalonia. The next one is in Cariñena, in Aragon. Also in Rioja, in Rioja Alta, Rioja Baja, Rioja Alavesa, everywhere in Rioja you can make cava. In Valencia, in Utiel Requena, and in Extremadura, in the area around Almendralejo, which is a village that is, well, it's just dedicated itself to wine. And, well, all the grapes, obviously, to make this wine have to come from that region. And now Sofia is going to introduce this cava.
Well, basically the winery, Bodegas Lar de Barros, or Inviosa, or else called, has been making cava since 1979, but as DO cava, it has only been recently entered the DO, because originally the denomination of origin did not include all these other areas that we have been talking with. Where they can actually now produce denomination of origin cava. We make our cava out of Macabeo grapes, so this is 100% Macabeo. We collect the grapes at night and then at a lot lower alcohol level, so it's about 10–10.5%, because when we have the second fermentation in the bottle, this alcohol content will actually increase. So that we have a 12% in the end.
So in order to do that, then, are you picking the grapes much earlier than you would for regular still wine?
Exactly. But you follow the same procedure for the first fermentation of that wine as if you would to a normal white wine.
Yes.
So it goes through stainless steel rubber rollers and stainless steel containers, and the fermentation is on a controlled temperature,
right? And
it's quite slow, so that it gives you better results. At the same time, this cava is Brut nature, which means that there is no sugar added to it when we do what we call the huelle, which is basically when we take the lees out of the bottle. This cava is a minimum of 24 months in lees, and it has received quite a few awards throughout the years that we have been producing it, with the latest one, the International Wine Challenge.
Okay. Very good. For those of you that don't know it, the grape Macabeo, which in certain parts of Spain is called like that, like in Catalonia, is the famous grape Viura for white wines, for instance, in Rioja. Rioja and other areas of Spain call it Viura. We love to give different names to the same grape, so that it's all very confusing, and you guys need people like us to explain to you which is which.
Exactly.
So, are we going to taste them?
We are. I just was going to show you, I don't know if you can see this, little star on the end of the cork. This is the cava guarantee, and any actual cava that's coming from a cava DO is going to have this 4-pointed star on the mirror of the cork. So just so you know.
And absolutely all cava is made on the traditional method. Cava can only be called cava if it's made on the traditional method.
So
right.
Let's taste this lovely cava. So how many months did you say this was on the lees?
Minimum 24 months.
Minimum 24 months, and it's very apparent on the nose. Lots of bread dough and very soft and appley, like golden delicious apples. A little bit toasty and very, very bready. It's lovely, gorgeous nose, very soft. On the palate, it's very toasty as well. The first thing you get is lots of toast, sort of a bit of a buttery toast, and there's some white peach notes and ripe yellow apples, and as it follows through, you really get a citrusy aspect to it, sort of on the end. It's quite lengthy and quite full. You'll notice that cavas really often manage to have a lot of body to them for a white wine, which make them excellent food wines. Once again, people should drink more cava. Lunchtime's a great time to have cava. Start your dinner with cava. Finish your dinner with a cava with a dessert. Lots of places and times to drink cava.
Sometimes we go out for drinks with my colleagues, and we say, okay, let's start with a bottle of cava, and we end up at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning with bottles and bottles and bottles of cava, you know?
Yeah.
I like to point out that this, all these notes of the lees, all this time that the wine has spent in the bottle, because it really shows, in a very nice, soft, long way. So
it's very apparent in this cava.
Another thing I would like to mention is the fact that there's no sugar added to it from the winery part. We have to use the best quality from the very beginning, the best quality of the grapes, the best quality of the wine, because normally the added sugar to
covers up faults.
Exactly. So that's why it has to be the number one quality for it. Otherwise, you could tell straight away if there is any default in it.
Okay.
And at the same time, the fact that it doesn't have sugar, it doesn't give you a bad headache the next morning, which is always a good
wine.
And that's right. None of the New Spain Wine Club wines are going to give you headaches in the morning.
Okay.
Promise.
Thank you. Cheers, everybody.
Salud.